Today I'm going to be demonstrating how easy it is to hang string lights in your backyard. What's going on? Welcome to today's video. My name is Colton. Today I'm going to be demonstrating how easy it is to hang string lights in your backyard. I'm going to be demonstrating how to hang these in a zigzag form over a back patio. Now this patio that we have is actually covered, so it actually makes it very easy to hang these lights in a zigzag form. The time that it took me to measure and install the actual lights after everything's said and done was probably about an hour to an hour and a half. So let's get started.
For this project, I used my ladder, my drill, some drill bits, some hook screws, my measuring tape, and the lights. Identify the space where you want to hang your string lights. In this case, this ledge over my back patio. Also make sure you have the proper measured length for the area that you want to cover with your string light. In this case, I wanted to do width by length in a zigzag form. I also know I wanted to do 4 hooks on the right side here and also 4 hooks on the left side, all while not intruding on the neighbor's space and giving them light that they don't want on their back patio. So in short, visualize what you want. So to create a better visualization for you, I know I wanted 1 point over here and then it would bounce over to 1 point on one side of my pillar and then bounce back to the wall, creating a zigzag. That'd be my 2nd point, back to the pillar, 3rd point, etc., etc. Go back and forth until there are 4 points on each wall. Also keep in mind where your power source is coming from. In this case, right below my very first point. So I'm first going to focus on this ledge wall. I know my first point wanted to be in the center of the edge and the pillar. After that, I wanted to make sure I had even spacing between my 2 pillars. So what I did was find the middle point of the pillar. Then I took that small section and I cut it in half again, so technically in 4s, to find where I'm going to have my point 2 as well as my point 3 touch points of the string lights. And point 4 is on the other side of this pillar. Next, I wanted to see the height that I had from the ground to my point that I'm first measuring. The reason why I did this is this back patio area actually has a slanted awning, I guess you could say, and I wanted to make sure that the string lights also had that slant, so I measured that distance and added a few inches. Now for the opposite wall. What I did was I found the middle of this whole door section, which actually this middle mimics the exact same middle spot between the 2 pillars that I measured previously. So you'll see here that there's an X that marks this is the middle of this area and also the middle that mimics between the 2 pillars. And you'll also see 2 other marks with point 2 and point 3. This mimics the exact same points on the other wall, so I wanted to zigzag and shift, so the middle is point 2. Then I can take the same distance on the adjacent wall and then find my point 1, 2, 3, 4, so on. Now when you have a stucco wall, there's going to be a little bit of layers to stucco, knowing that if there's wood behind it, you're just going to go through the stucco, and then I switched out my bits and then I took that bit drilling into the wood. Once I drilled about 1.5 inches in, I took my hook screw and screwed that into the stucco wall. And I got this pretty tight, so I hand tightened it until I couldn't go any further. Crack the box open that has your string lights and make sure you read the instructions. There are multiple ways to hang string lights. The first one is actually highly recommended. Use a guide wire with S hooks and that will make it a little bit more stable. In this case, I'm using the structure route and I'm just hooking it to the hooks that I screwed into the wall. A good time to use a guide wire for your string lights is when your string lights are going to be exposed to the elements. It's going to be swinging back and forth, windy, rain, whatever it may be. In my case, I have that covered patio and it's in that awning section, so that's why I'm taking that structured route instead of having a guide wire. Take your bulbs out of the box as well as opening the box to make sure that your string lights are there and they all work. I actually cracked it open, screwed in some light bulbs just like Christmas lights, and made sure everything was working fine and dandy. After I did this, I carefully started hanging the string lights. Now I started with the very end because that's where I knew I didn't want to go beyond for the neighbor's sake. Close that up and make sure that you don't damage the light bulbs while hanging it up. Now working backwards to the power source, I just go down the string lights and hook every single section to the hooks that I had installed previously, having a little bit of a swoop, as you can see here. Once everything's hung up, plug it in and check it out.
Thank you so much for checking out today's video. If you like what you just watched, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends, and also subscribe. I got a bunch of how-to, review, and unboxing videos that'll show you the simple and easy steps that it takes in turning your house into a home. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or even suggestions on how you hung your string lights, do so down below, and we'll see you next time.